What's up, ladies and gents, Noli here, welcome back to another Payday video. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. I certainly enjoyed my little break, but for now, it's time to look towards the new year. For many, 2020 was a year to forget, but for Starbreeze and Payday 2 we saw a serious return to form as life ebbed back into the dead game, which still regularly enters into Steam's top 10 for concurrent players. Yes, it was 2019 when development started up again, but the three big content updates we received this year were all a lot more polished and well received. So with that in mind, this video is going to dive into what we should expect for Payday 2 and its ever-approaching sequel in 2021, based on a blend of information we've already been given and a pinch of speculation from what we've seen in the past. Let's get into the 5 things I'm anticipating the most. First things first, let's talk about what's definitely coming to Payday 2 next year. Thanks to Almir and Elizabeth's Reddit AMA, we've been told in no uncertain terms that the pre-White House heist saga will be continuing narratively, so we're absolutely getting more lock-driven content in 2021. From what we found in Bullock's safe, it looks like we're going to be on the hunt for more influential figures from around the world, possibly with Qataru ties. Don't expect this content to be simply set in Washington DC, I believe we're going travelling again next year. If I were to hazard a complete guess based on previous content, with Sangres heading up the Mexican operation, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the European heisters get a chance to head home and deal with Eastern European threats alongside the Butcher. Another theory I have, which is more of a pipe dream than anything, is that Jiro may be heading up a revenge operation in Japan to deal with the Yakuza Qataru ties. No promises, but how amazing would a few Oriental heists in the name of the recently deceased Kento actually be? On things I'm more certain of, expect these future DLCs to follow the same patterns as previous Silk Road ones, coming as content bundles released on the same day instead of being spread out across the year. That model seems to work well to shift DLCs in bulk, so I'd be surprised to see it change. If I were to hazard a guess about when we'll first hear about a new paid DLC update, based on previous development patterns, probably around February, when the Cartel Business update came out in 2020. Let me know what you think the theme of the 2021 campaign will be. The second Payday 2 update I'm calling for 2021 is a free balance update. Most of my peers laugh me off when I say this, as now content is understandably geared towards making money and funding Payday 3. Of course, a rebalance couldn't be monetized, but there's a few reasons why I don't think this possibility is so ridiculous. Firstly, we received a relatively large holdout rebalance last year in update 199.3, which was entirely free for all, so the precedent is there. Second, game balance was a highly requested topic in the AMA that did receive positive responses from the devs. Nothing was committal, but nothing was ruled out either, and listening to player feedback is a necessity as we move closer to Payday 3's release. I think acting on a largely requested update such as the rebalance, if pulled off well, would do wonders for Starbreeze PR and really breathe new life into the 7-year-old game. Also, a third point is that a rebalance may well be a practical financial decision too. Player numbers have historically trended upwards when large-scale rebalances have happened in the past, and rebalances can retroactively increase the value of old DLC weapons. I'm not saying buff the old paid stuff to get sales, but if a weapon is underused because it's weak, balancing it would undoubtedly give people new incentives to try and buy. As long as there's no underhand tactics here, a rebalance really could be a win-win situation, and there's plenty of skill and weapon rebalancing mods out there to inspire Overkill and nudge them in the right direction. In fact, after update 199.3, that one I mentioned earlier, telemetry data is now recorded automatically, meaning Overkill have all the stats at their fingertips to inform and make these balance changes. There's no way you're telling me this data collection wasn't started with a future update in mind. If we don't get the exciting free updates to Payday 2 that I'm predicting, at the very least we will be getting quite the consolation prize. Early in 2021, we know that Simon Viklund, voice actor for Bane and original composer for Payday the Heist and Payday 2, will be releasing much of the game's music, which he holds the rights to, on Spotify for all to enjoy. This is amazing news for fans of his phenomenal work, but that's not all. Simon's also promised us some amazing remixes from other artists and producers, so we're getting some new versions of our favourite tracks to top it all off. Just reading through the comments of his tweets, a lot of people don't seem to know that Simon already released 15 of the original game tracks on Spotify back in 2016, including the one and only Razormind, so go check them out before these new releases are upon us. This fourth big event I'm predicting is one we hope to see this year, but the current global situation has understandably made that impossible. We want a publisher for Payday 3. Without that, I fear there will always be some worry that the game will never come. From my perspective, any deal with Starbreeze now for Payday 3 is a sure one, as the company has regained its solvency and successfully come through reconstruction. The game is destined to succeed financially simply on name alone. Payday 2 managed to make back development costs on pre-orders. Just imagine what Payday 3 will do with an audience that has grown tenfold. Don't get me wrong, it needs to be a good game to succeed and have the longevity Payday 2 has had, but financially it looks assured, so I don't doubt a publisher will be found early in 2021. Not only will this massively drive up excitement for Payday 3, another hope of mine is that this publisher will be willing to finally get the competitive mobile game Payday Crime War out of the door. There is still devs assigned to the title, and I imagine it could at least be a moderate success if handled and monetized well. Whilst Payday Crime War is not a game that's had many in the community salivating for a release, mobile shooters have grown in popularity in recent years, so now more than ever, with COD Mobile doing as well as it is for itself, I hope we get our hands on it. It still deserves to see the light of day, and a publisher is all Starbreeze needs to see that happen in 2021. Finally, this is the big prediction. I believe in 2021, Payday 3 will enter the full production stage of development, and early game information, as well as promotional material, will be released. Once a publisher is confirmed, it's only a matter of time. Overkill have had years of turbulent development, so although Payday 3 has been in discussion for about 4 years, I don't expect it to be much further along than we've been told. But even so, I do suspect over the course of this year, we'll learn more about the game. Particular details I'm anticipating include the game's setting, certain returning characters, as well as some information on how gameplay is changing, especially with the new engine. The dream would be to get some form of teaser trailer around this time next year, even if there's no gameplay or screenshots to go by. If we glance over at the development timeline shown earlier this year, I suspect they'll be reaching the end of the pre-production stage in late 2021 as we move towards the projected release dates, which still haven't been moved, stating we should expect the game between 2022 and 2023. I'd much rather see the game not be rushed out, lest we forget Payday 2 released in a pretty content-dry and buggy state, but we fans will need a little more over the next 12 months than the occasional Payday Twitterman statement to maintain that Payday 3 hype. To me, a teaser trailer would be just what the doctor ordered. So, as you can see, I'm predicting some pretty big things for Payday as a franchise over 2021. I'd love to follow this up with an assumption of more console content and updates attempting to bring the game closer to a satisfying ending over on console, but sadly, I don't see this happening anytime soon, although I wouldn't rule it out completely, especially if Payday 3 is well received pre-release. Let me know what you think is coming next year, where you agree and disagree, and of course I'll be down in the comments and the Discord to discuss with you. Personally, I'm hoping it can be an even better year for Starbreeze, Overkill and this channel than the last. As you know, the mainline story series is coming to a close, but that doesn't mean there aren't more exciting videos on the way, including the Silk Road story, the announcement of Mask of the Year 2020, and the usual guides and mod videos you're used to seeing on the channel. Thank you so much for joining or sticking around on the channel this year. I wish you all a fun and safe new year, and I'll see you all very soon in the next video. As ever, thank you very much to my Mean Infamy patrons and above. If you want to join that infamous club to see yourself in the credits or get early exclusive access to my videos, including the story videos, check out my Patreon link below. Remember, the Discord is open to all if you crave some more Payday discussion. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all very soon for the next one.